Ito po, nasa ika-6 na araw na po tayo ng pagsubaybay natin sa impeachment trial ni VP Sara. Kayo po ba ay naboboard na sa mga argumento o mas na-excite po kayo? Lumalalim po ba sa inyong pananaw ang kanilang mga argumento?
Naboboard ako doon sa dalawang NBI witness kasi they were supposed to corroborate each other's testimony. Instead, they made it worse kasi yung ang isa nagsabi na there was an order from the higher-ups. Tapos yung isa, si Attorney Lotok, ay nagmamali-mali siya doon. Sinabi niya may typographical error siya, which he was admonished by Senator Escudero na ano yung masabihin na typographical error ka sa dalawang dokumento, which Senator Amy Marcos, of course, was the one who brought that out to the Senate court. So first 2 days, the first 2 witnesses ng prosecution, I don't think they were exciting at all. You know, these NBI agents are so boring, you know. You know that they're just, utusan lang sila. Yung tingin siya ng tingin sa notes niya, yun yung humarap. Kasi siguro nahiya rin siya sa mga sinasabi niya. You know, I was a judge also as COMELEC commissioner. I was chair of my division. And we decided over election cases, of course, including the disqualification case of Bongbong Marcos. I was the presiding officer there. Makikita namin yung demeanor ng witnesses. Kasama po yan sa pag-weigh mo ng credibility ng witness. Kung siya ba ay is he telling the truth? Is he lying? Is he avoiding? Ganon, ano? So, yung Attorney Lotok, yung demeanor niya was very poor as a witness kasi tago siya ng tago sa notes niya at sinabi niyang dalawang typographical error.
Katanggap-tanggap po ba yun? Parang di ba pag ikaw nga ay magsasubmit lang ng thesis mo, talagang double check ng proofread, triple check pa nga po, and I mean for an NBI agent.
Ibig sabihin, he's not telling the truth. Kasi kung isa lang, baka masabi mo pa, baka nagkamali lang ng petsa ito, di ba? Pero dalawa, pare-parehas, tsaka abogado siya. Hindi niya tiningnan bago siya nag-subscribe sa affidavit niya. Hindi naman siguro matatanggap ng mga senador yan at public na nagkamali lang siya. His rank is too high, director siya, tapos lawyer siya. His rank and professional qualifications too high to make two errors that are crucial because it will affect his credibility.
Ma'am, marami rin tayong nakapansin ng mga taga-subaybay. May mga nag-message, may mga nag-post po sa ating mga channels. Marami nakapansin po, nakayuko po si attorney. Is this indicative of anything? Hindi po siya makatingin
Nakayuko siya lagi, di ba?
Nakayuko. Yung iba naman pong witnesses, talagang eye to eye sa inyo.
Oo, talaga.
What does this indicate, ma'am? Or am I reading too much into it?
No, you're correct. That's why I said na kaming mga huwes, ang mga huwes, including, of course, Senator Escudero, will have to take that demeanor as something na parang avoidance. Nag-avoid siya ng eye contact because ayaw niyang matanong ng hard questions. That will affect his credibility. Hindi naman yata katanggap-tanggap na lagi na lang siya nakayuko, nakatingin sa notes niya. Kaya, di ba, the defense counsel emphasized that he was just reading from his notes. But, reading from your notes is also allowed, even in court. If you read from your notes, the notes na ikaw ang gumawa. Pero, siyempre, hindi naman yung lahat, babasahin mo na lang dyan para ka namang, parang robot ka lang. Babasahin mo lang lahat doon sa sinulat. Baka may iba ang sumulat niyan para sa'yo. That's the point why, not looking at the judge and the court is when you are a witness, especially if you're a government officer of such high rank, is a no-no. Yung points mo, bababa for credibility. Di ba? Which is exactly what happened. Dalawang errors sa petsa. sa subpoena tsaka sa affidavit niya. Sasabihin niya lang, typographical error. Yung typographical error, ano lang yun, yung mga nag-misspell yung pangalan, di ba? Yung mga, hindi pwedeng typographical error lang yung petsa.
Bukod
Kasi
po,
notaryado yun.
opo.
Oo.
Oo, tsaka ilang beses ni-review yan ng notaryo, syempre, di
No,
ba?
tsaka sinulat niya binasa niya yun abogado siya.
So, bukod po dyan, attorney, bukod po sa sinasabi nga natin na kaduda-dudang body language, ayon nga po sa ating maraming taga-subaybay, ay marami sa mga kritiko rin nagsasabi nga, nakapo na rin po ng ganoon, tsaka yung mga typographical errors niya. Ano po sa palagay nyo yung biggest weakness na naipresenta niya ni Attorney Lotoc bilang isang witness?
Ang ang purpose kasi ng pag-present nila ng, I don't know if this is their strongest witnesses I don't think these are the strongest witnesses for the prosecution. And yet, inopen nila yung curtain ng trial with these witnesses who are, for me, they are weak witnesses. They have not mastered their testimonies. The first one was presented as some kind of forensic expert. 2 buwan lang naman siya nag-aaral nung forensic evidence analysis, expert na siya. 'Di ba? Sa aming kunyari, if you go to attend a certain program in Harvard, before you can attend a certain program, you should be considered an expert in your field. You should have a minimum of at least 8 years in that field, di ba? Siya, 2 months lang siya nag-aaral nung forensic evidence analysis, expert na siya doon, di ba? So, it doesn't mean that if he's presented as some kind of expert, that he is an expert, di ba? At saka, I don't think he was presented as an expert witness. Iba yun. Iba yung dapat siligutan. Sinabi niya, Your Honors, we are presenting at the NBI agent so-and-so as an expert witness on forensic analysis of the video. He is an expert witness on that video. But unfortunately, yun nga, hiningi lang nila sa ABS-CBN yung video na yun after the date that they issued, that this Attorney Lotoc signed or had his affidavit notarized. So, hindi nagtutugma. In other words, this is a credibility problem for the prosecution. Plus, sinamin nung isa na may nag-utos. May nag-utos.
Okay. Actually, ma'am, ito nga, sinaliksik ko nga, I remember, for you to become an expert, you have to at least have a certain number of hours. For instance, yung basic standard rule po, 10,000-hour rule comes from Malcolm Gladwell's 2008 book na Outliers.
Yeah, that's
na
it.
ibinasi po sa psychologist na talaga nag-aaral po nitong pagiging expert nga sa anumang larangan na si Kay Anders Erickson.
Kaya sinabi ko na in my view, it's at least 8 years in the practice of your specific profession na ganon. Na, di ba? As forensic evidence expert, for example. Ang hirap naman na paniwalaan natin yung sinasabi niya, siya mismo parang hindi siya sure. Tingin siya ng tingin doon sa notes niya. Tsaka sinabi nung his first witness na may nag-utos from the top. So, it gives us the conclusion that this is really, VP Sara was really a target of political persecution. Remember, of course, impeachment really is political, hindi ba? Pero hindi naman pwedeng walang ebidensya. Kasi nga court siya di ba? The Senate now, functions as an impeachment court. So hindi na po pwede diyan yung mga pa-bragadotso, pa-sigat-sigat na kukwelyuhan kita, kakaladkarin kita. Hindi na po pwede yan, Senator Tulfo. Kasi you're there as a judge, nakarobe ka nga dyan. Alam nyo kami mga naging huwes o naging commissioner. Malaki din bagay yan sa amin na pag nakarobe kami, dapat kagalang-galang kami. Hindi po ba? Lalong kagalang-galang. Kaya dyan po ay dapat nakikinig na ang mga senador, judges who are not used to this role, such as Senator Erwin Tulfo, to listen more and watch the evidence and view the evidence and read up on the rules of court or Supreme Court decisions, so para may batayan sila sa kanilang desisyon kung ito ba ang sinasabi ni Attorney Lotok ay kapani-paniwala. Hindi na po pwede yung magpadala sila sa kanilang political na color or partisanship, no? Kaya titingnan ng tao, dapat ang Senate Impeachment Court ay dapat maging fair para may due process naman ang VP Vice President. They have to be fair. Not only that they have to be fair and impartial, but they must appear to be fair and impartial.
Do you
Di
think
ba?
they will, at the end of the day, be fair and impartial?
Senator Risa Ontiveros has a problem with impartiality because she has already declared that she's running for president against VP Sara in 2028. That makes her not impartial because she has a conflict of interest. It is in her benefit, to her benefit, that VP Sara is therefore impeached because she is the woman to beat in 2028. But so if I were the defense counsel, I will file a motion to inhibit Senator Risa Ontiveros.
It has been done before. Siyempre, pag may conflict of interest po,
It's
no?
never been done in an impeachment trial.
But in other countries, would you
Well,
would
in
you
other
have?
courts, you know, the judge
other
can
courts?
can be inhibited.
Kasi parang ayun po yung logical dapat di ba? Kasi kung
Yeah.
may interest ka nga pang sarili.
Ay, nag-declare na siya.
Oo.
In fact, galing na siya dun sa amin sa Iloilo na nag-meeting, nag-ano na dun, ng malaking crowd. So, may conflict of interest siya. Dapat siya na mismo, para she will look good, siya na mismo nagsabi na after reflection, I think I better inhibit myself.
Well,
If I were advising Senator Risa Ontiveros, I would advise her to inhibit herself.
okay, ma'am, dito naman po kasi ay patas tayo sa balita, di ba? So, ito naman po, mapunta po tayo, speaking of being fair, kay presiding officers, Senator Judge na si Chis Escudero, ano po masasabi niyo? Kasi meron din pong mga kritiko, mga opposition din na nagsabi, mukhang may hope, mukhang promising yung kanyang pagpe-preside. Dahil sa ngayon, it appears that is trying to be fair or
The
appear
question
fair.
is,
Your take, ma'am.
number one, why did the majority have to pick Senator Escudero when Senator Gatchalian was already the Senate President? And my reading of the Constitution is he should be the one presiding because it is not the President or the Chief Justice who is being impeached. It's an admission on the part of Senator S.P. Gatchalian that he is not able, that he is not competent to preside over the impeachment trial and that he might be viewed as partial. So, for that, I give him points, okay? Not that I agree that they can just appoint a presiding officer. You have to follow the Constitution, but andyan na yan eh. And the other thing is, bakit hindi si Kiko Pangilinan? Bakit si Chis Escudero? Kasi si Kiko Pangilinan, hindi yan nag-practice ng matagal. Mag-graduate yan sa UP, pumasok agad yan sa local politics, ng konsehal yan, hindi ba? So, wala siyang, kumbaga, enough sufficient experience siguro sa rules of court. Tapos baka ayaw niyang ano siya. Kasi he's looking at the future. Baka mamaya, may mangyari pa. Di ba? Masisi pa siya. But si Escudero is a good choice. Kasi marunong na, ako inabot pa niya ako dyan sa college I was his senior. Nag-abot pa kami sa college. He's a good choice because among them, he's the one who knows the rules of court better. And he has already, what do you call this? I think he practiced law before he entered politics. So far naman, ang mga call ng mga ruling ni Senator Escudero ay ayon naman sa rules of court, tsaka sa I suppose rules of the Senate, no? Kasi dati naman siyang Senate President, hindi ba? Tsaka marunong siyang makinig muna bago siya mag-ruling, di ba? Yung pinapa-strike from the record ni Senator Pia Cayetano, yung mga sinabing ganun-ganun. kinausap niya muna si Senator Pia, and then he made a ruling na wag na lang i-strike, let it remain on the record. Let the senators decide for themselves how to treat that statement, because anyway, na-publicize na naka-on TV na you know, because he also has to be, what do you call this, accommodate the senator judges. Mahirap, ibang usapan to eh. Ibang klaseng hearing itong court ng Senate Court eh.
Oo.
Doon sa mga regional trial courts, isa lang ang judge. Sa Court of Appeals, 3 lang ang justices. Ito, marami sila eh. No? And each one will vote according to how she or he will view the evidence. Yung tinatanong ako, what is the standard of evidence?
Opo.
Hindi naman daw beyond reasonable doubt. Kasi hindi naman criminal case ito. Sinasabi ng prosecution para mas madali sa kanila. Pero hindi naman po ito administrative case. Kaya hindi naman po dapat substantial evidence lang. For example, 3 ano lang dyan. Dokumento lang, ganyan. Pwede na yan. Hindi pwede. Hindi rin ito civil case na preponderance o paramihan ng testigo. Hindi rin pwede. Sa akin, although the rules of the Senate does not specify, correct me if I'm wrong, Senator Escudero, that the Constitution also does not specify, because the Constitution gives the Senate and the senators leeway to exercise their judgment and discretion according to their appreciation of the evidence. In my opinion, dapat po somewhere naman in between. Huwag naman yung napakadali, huwag naman yung beyond reasonable doubt, dahil hindi naman po ito kriminal na kaso. Political naman pong kaso ito eh. At the end of the day, titingnan nyo kung sinong bumoto to impeach Sara. Sigurado si Risa Ontiveros will vote to impeach Sara kasi that is her going to be her nemesis in 2028. That's why I'm advising her to inhibit herself. It's unsolicited advice, di ba? So dapat clear and convincing evidence. Hindi naman siya beyond reasonable doubt, hindi naman to criminal case, hindi rin siya administrative case, hindi siya civil case. Gawin nyo naman clear and convincing evidence, you know. Pero grabe naman, hindi naman paramihan ng testigo. Balita ko, between the prosecution and the defense, 100 witnesses daw.
Ang sa
Magkano nang gagastusin nyo dyan? 100 witnesses pakikinggan namin, no? At mga tao, inihintay pa rin na may makulong dyan sa flood control corruption. Pero hanggang ngayon, wala. Yung
Ilang
mga
buwan na
tao,
ilang buwan na lang po, magsasona na. So sa tingin nyo may report pong ating Pangulo?
Di bilis-bilisan nila na mapakulong si Martin Romualdez para masabi niya na, may pinakulong ako ng malaking isda naman. First cousin ko yan, pero pakulong siya. Oo, di ba? Kasi kung hindi si Martin Romualdez ang mastermind, hindi si BBM ang mastermind. Di ba? Kailangan makulong si Martin Romualdez dyan. Pero tingnan mo naman ginagawa ng ating administrasyon at ng Senado. Napasa na doon sa House of Representatives ang bill na sinasabi ni Leandro Lebiste to suspend the collection of the VAT and the excise tax sa ating fuel. Hindi niya pa pinapasa dyan sa Senado. Mas importante naman yun sa araw-araw na buhay ng tao. Kahit mag-impeachment trial kayo, dapat nagsisession din sana kayo. Para naman po yung grabe naman yung...
Yung gastos po natin dyan, 25 million pesos a day. Sa Senado para mag-operate lang po. So sana nga yung mga
sinasabi
nakabimbing
natin,
batas.
we should not be distracted and they should not be distracted from their duty, which is to alleviate the poverty now that our people are suffering, di ba? More than half of the Filipinos are hungry. 1.5 million now we have no jobs. 15 million are underemployed or working only part-time. Suspend nyo na muna yung collection ng excise tax at VAT dyan sa fuel para konting ginawa naman po. So, pag sa impeachment, alam naman ng tao na this is distracting us from the flood control. Pero sige, kung gusto nyo ito panoorin namin, susuriin namin kayo.
Ito, attorney, balik po tayo sa day 5 kahapon. Marami pong na-excite, including me, dahil dumating na po si Attorney Zulaika Lopez po sa impeachment. Dahil pinatawag nga po siya ng una ng prosecution bilang testigo. Pero binawi po
Undersecretary.
nila. binawi po nila. Bakit po ganun? Kasi sila po yung nagpatawag. Dumating po si Attorney Lopez.
Kasi na-realize nila na mali pag pinatawag nila.
Oo.
It is not out of the goodness of their heart na patawag nila, sabihin nila, redundant lang daw, paulit-ulit lang yung sasabihin niya. I remember, gusto nilang ipatawag si Undersecretary Lopez as a hostile witness. Mga kababayan, yung hostile witness, yun yung witness na hostile sa'yo, kalaban mo. Yung hindi yun magtitistigo para sa iyo. Kaya hostile witness ang tawag doon. Ngayon, hindi naman automatic yun na pwede mo na lang kahit sino dyan na ayaw mo, ilagay mo dyan. Dapat nagde-decide si Senator Escudero kung papayagan niya yon, hindi ba? Yun number 1. Number 2, nagkamali sila. Kasi pag nilagay mo yun as hostile witness, abogada yan eh.
Oo.
Ang tagal na rin nag-practice niya ni Attorney Lopez, sigurado kung hindi nag-practice, at least administrative law, dahil dating city administrator yan ng Davao City. Eh, siyempre, ang abogado, marunong siya if it's a trap question. Marunong siya if it's a trick question, marunong siya sumagot dyan. So instead na gusto mo siyang ilunod doon sa gusto mong line of questioning and testimony, lalo naman siyang nakadepend ng sarili niya at kay Vice President Sara. Isa pa, and I think the more important thing, why inatrust nila yan, and if they don't realize it yet, well, at least now I'm saying it, is because USEC Attorney Lopez testimony would have proven that the so-called utterances that they classified as grave threats of VP Sara were just emotional outbursts. Bugso lang yun ng damdamin. Kasi kinulong nila si Attorney Lopez eh. Tapos pinatayan nila ng ilaw dun sa House of Representatives. Kung di pa naman ito mga ito. Alam nyo kayo mga congressman dyan, wala kayong awa. Ano? Ikulong kaya kayo din kung saan dyan, kung saan man, no? Tapos patayan pa kayo ng ilaw. Tapos sinabi pa, nag-order pa na itatransfer si USEC Attorney Lopez doon sa Women's Correctional. Ay, siyempre po naman natakot. Kaya po lumagulhol. Nagpanik sa takot. Kaya po naawa si VP Sara at nag-react dyan. Kaya she would have testified the antecedent events that will lead now the events to a conclusion that the outburst na pag pinapatay nila ako, may sinabihan din ako na patayin sila. Pag, kunyari, theoretical. Hindi niya sinabing pinapatay ko sila. Pag pinapatay nila ako, kung sakali, di ba? Yun ay emotional outburst because of the antecedent events. And you know, under the Supreme Court ruling in Israel versus people of the Philippines, emotional outburst can be a valid defense against grave threat.
Oo. Ayun na nga po ang umiikot po tayo sa digital evidence kahapon, ano? Actually, no, mga nakalipas pa po na mga araw. So, ito po, ang sabi nga ng depensa, iba nga yung konteksto. Gaano po kahalaga ang konteksto?
Sa defense? Doon sa grave threat?
Sa grave threat po. Sa
No.
paglalagay po ng linya, sa pagitan po ng isang talagang grave threat at saka po ng isang outburst, as you would call it.
Hindi ko maintindihan din baka hindi lang ako nakinig ng mabuti. Bakit ba kayo grave threat ng grave threat? Criminal case ba ito? Wala bang nag-offer si Ligutan? Hindi ko alam kung in-offer niya itong testimony na ito na may grave threat to prove treason, betrayal of public trust, because grave threat by itself is not an offense that is impeachable. Kung grave threat ang classification nyo, hindi dapat beyond reasonable doubt na grave threat yan. And if you fall from that beyond reasonable doubt, then your testimony should not be believed. Kayo na mismo nag-set ng very high nyo na standard of proof beyond reasonable doubt by calling it grave threat under the revised penal code. Yun ang mali nyo. Ewan ko, mali din niligutan. Mali yung foundation niya, Ricky. Masyadong maputi yung foundation niya. Alam nyo, mga kababayan, ang ayaw ko lang dyan talaga, yung mga abogado, pasikat. Ako sa court ko noon, magpasikat ang abogado, tatanungin ko talaga What is your objection? Just state it. padami mo pang pa sa kalye, ha? You're wasting my time. Mag-object na siya. Because mag-explain pa siya. Ano akala niyo kung Senator Escudero hindi marunong mag-rule? Explain. Magwaray-waray pa siya. Alam mo, doon talaga ako nabuisit yun. Nagwaray-waray siya just to show na waray siya. Ano ka man, Nunoy man, kami nga mga Ilonggo, sa ako niya, yung pahambog na, alam mo na, that is a court? Sa court ba, magwawaray ba ako? Mag-iilonggo ba ako doon just to show off to the court na I am Bisayan? Grabe naman to. Tama ka na nga dyan, Atty. Ligutan. Ay, by the way, Atty. Ligutan, dami ko kayang free na makeup. Share ko sa'yo.
Ikaw talaga, attorney. Pero attorney, ito, do you think, meron pong, may inambag naman na evidentiary value yung testigo kahapon?
Alin po yun? Si Atty.
Si
Rotok?
Opo.
Anong inambag
All
niya?
in all, ano po yung naiambag niya siguro sa prosecution?
Siguro
or,
dami na-
or mas nakatulong po ba siya sa depensa?
Hindi po siya nakatulong sa prosecution dahil nawala na po siya ng credibility. Kahit ano pa sabihin niya, in the end, sabi niya typographical error yung dalawang dokumento niya. Wala na. Hindi ka na dapat maniwala nun sa kanya. Kung ako sabi ko, niluloko ba ako nito? Kung hindi pala binring up ni Senator Marcos, lulusutan ako nito. So, good job, Senator Amy Marcos. So, of course, studied law in the UP College of Law, although she's not a lawyer, but she studied law. She studied law. She was my seatmate in evidence. Marunong ng evidence si Senator Amy Marcos. And to her credit, she was the one who found that out. That's very crucial sa what do you call this, prosecution. Remember, the prosecution has the burden of proof. Di ba? Hindi yung dapat pagtanggol ni BP Sara na hindi siya walang offenses doon na impeachable, etc. No, it is the prosecution that has to prove na lahat ng allegations nila doon as grounds for impeachment ay may ebidensya sila. Hanggang ngayon, di ko maintindihan bakit stuck kayo dyan sa grave threat. Parang obsessed na kayo dyan sa grave
Ma'am,
threat.
4 po yung articles of impeachment. Marami rin po ang nagtataka. Bakit po ito yung inuna? Ito po ay samantalang 4 po yan, ano? Why po this particular article of impeachment number 4?
Bakit kasi pang nanggigigil na siguro si BBM dyan, saka yung First Lady, na talagang unahin nyo yan kasi tinreten niya ako. Palagay ko may nagpapasikat din dyan sa NBI. Kaya ganyan yan Pero ang prosecution, bakit yun? Bakit hindi yung confidential funds? Siguro hindi pa kayo ready doon, ano? Pero yung NBI, ready sila, pero typographical error. Petsa.
Attorney, bago po tayo dumako sa Day 6, because today's Day 6, ang balita ko nga po ay mga closing arguments na lang po ngayon. At baka masimulan na po yung susunod po na article of impeachment. Ano po muna ang naging
arguments?
biggest
Arguments?
takeaway
Sige,
ninyo sa Day 5 nitong ating impeachment trial kay VP Sara? What was the biggest takeaway po?
Well, again, that the prosecution is creating several errors. One is threatening to present Yusek Lopez as a hostile witness and then bawi. The other thing is hindi clear ang purpose for the testimonies of these 2 NBI agents. Kaya minsan nag-object yung defense counsel na objection, Your Honor. The question is vague. Tapos instead na hintayin yung ruling, litania na naman si Atty. Ligutan why it is not vague. Alam nyo, nakakapagod pag ganito mga abogado ng harap sa akin, alam nyo, bumultahan ko kayo kung nasa Comelec kayo, nag-appear kayo sa akin Kasi hindi ganyan. Hindi ganyan ang tamang paglilitis. Alam nyo na yun. Kaya lang may camera kasi, Ricky. Pag may camera, nag-iiba na mga nito
Anyo?
Nag-iiba na yung mga, mga
postura?
mga sinasaniban na sila ng mga kabadingan ba? Yan ang problema. Kaya ayusin nyo yan sa second set. Kung baga sa tennis, second set. Ayusin nyo naman. para mayroon naman kaming challenge.
sabi
Tingnan nyo si Senator Lito Lapid, malaka challenge
Oh,
kayo dyan. Ayaw niya rin, hindi na siya nagsasalita. Wala naman kasi kayong challenge.
Attorney, ayon po naman sa prosecution, nakakalamang naman daw po sila.
Sabi
Now
nila.
that you've seen po, more or less, it's the 6th day today, medyo nakikita nyo na yung style po, no, estilo ng prosecution. Sa tingin nyo po ba, sino po talaga mas nakakalamang when it comes to legal matters and attack?
Kasi nga ang batayan ko is, were they able to prove? Kasi they have the burden of proof. Sa akin, kung ako nakaupo ako na huwes dyan, sa akin, wala Itong first two witnesses nila sa akin, they were not able to prove. What did they prove? That she said those words? I already saw the video. Bakit ka pa mag-opinion? Isa pa yan. Dapat inobjekan yan yung opinion niya. Ang opinion niya, sabi niya, in my opinion, the threat is absolute. Hindi ka nga abogado bibigyan mo kami ng legal opinion that utterances of Vice President were, number one, it was a threat. Number two, that the threat was absolute. You were asked by the Senator Judge Cayetano, was it a conditional threat? Sinagot mo naman na, in my opinion, that threat was absolute. Alam mo, attorney, ayaw na yung mga abogado, yung hindi attorney, na nag-attorney-attorneyhan na. So please lang, huwag kayong magbibigyan ng legal opinion nyo pag hindi kayo abogado. Sabihin nyo, I'm sorry, I'm not a lawyer, I cannot give that opinion. Diba? Naman yung masyado naman kayo diyang mga NBA agent, masyado kayong inutusan nga kayo sabi mo nga naman. Inutusan kayo sa taas
Opo.
Kaya ang magandang pabantayan natin yung challenging, yung testimony ni Matibag. Diba? Kasi nagalit na si Senator Gatchalian. Ang ganda ni Senator Gatchalian magalit. Malumanay siya. Sabi niya, kami nga mga senator nag-aaral tapos ikaw mapapariset ka lang. Diba?
What
Di
can
pa
you say
nga
po
siya
about Senator
minumultahan
Gatchalian? Konti lang po.
Senator Gatchalian.
As the Senate President now, na lagi pong,
Well, number one, the fact na nagpa-eleksyon siya uli as Senate President, for me, was an admission na yung he was elected as acting Senate President was defective. But be that as it may, naboto naman siya ng 13. So, okay. Pero yung demeanor niya, alam nyo, mabait man siguro tao ito si Senator Gatchalian. Na-meet ko ito sa isang kasal Pero talagang ganun siya. He's really quite reserved. Okay? But he's not a lawyer You see, that's the
But,
problem
ma'am,
Kaya yung mga, hindi siya he cannot put it out there and he cannot shine, di ba? Pero dapat hindi na lang siya naupo doon. Kasi hindi naman presidente ang nasasakdal, hindi naman Chief Justice, hindi kagaya nung kay Nene Pimentel, was Senate President, kasama niya doon ang, kasi si Joseph Estrada, kasama niya yung Chief Justice sa bench, kasi si Joseph Estrada, the President, was being impeached. But never mind, we cannot tell him what to do. I'm just saying na hindi magandang tingnan, na nandun siya sa taas, so hindi siya nakaka-participate. Kasi pag nandun ka sa taas, hindi ka makaparticipate. Diba? Mahihirapan ka kasi nandun ka sa taas Diba? You have to appear really at all times very impartial. So, sayang, kasi he could have shown also na kahit di siya abogado marunong naman siyang magsuri. Di ba? Which in fact he did. It did not look like he admonished Matibag, but it was. Kami nga nag-aaral tapos ikaw, pariset-reset ka lang. O nga naman, Matibag. Ba't ka ba pariset dyan? Importante pa sa'yo yung FBI. Ano ba yan? Di ba mga Amerikano yung mga FBI? Importante pa sa'yo ang FBI, kaysa sa Senate Court, Ba, hindi pwede yan. Kung ako ang presiding dyan, if you're absent, your testimony is waived.
Pwede
You show
pala
cause,
yun.
prosecution, you show cause. Why he cannot, he should be excused. You show cause. Why his testimony should not be deemed waived. Ganun yun, pwede yun.
Ma'am, alam naman po natin talaga namang, political exercise po talaga
Oo.
itong impeachment. But again, at the
Pero
end of the
dapat may
day,
rules.
at the
Kasi
end of the day,
due process
yes, at the end of the day, ebidensya pa rin po ang kailangan manaig. And we can just hope and pray na yung mga ating mga senator judges, na yun pa rin yung maisip nila beyond their political colors. Because at the end of the day, it's still the evidence. So ma'am, given the 5 days that have passed, ano po sa palagay ninyo yung pinaka-ebidensya na maaari pong mag-change ng trajectory nito pong impeachment trial? Ano yung kailangang ipresenta ng prosecution? Ano yung kailangang ipresenta ng
Hindi, kasi
defense?
yung-
Or more the prosecution because the burden of proof was on the
Let's
prosecution?
not talk about the
Opo.
evidence of the defense. It will come
Opo, yes,
later.
ma'am. Opo.
Sila, dapat inunan na lang nila yung confidential funds. Kasi sabi nila, meron naman silang what do you call this? Memorandum that says na hindi na totally na liquidate properly. Pero kasi ang weakness naman dyan is that is under appeal. If that is under appeal, then it is not definitive that she was not able to validly show that the Vice President, spent that confidential funds properly or lawfully. So, because that is under appeal Okay, so it creates a doubt. Hindi pwedeng just because ako, nag-COA commissioner din ako, Ricky.
Opo.
Civil service na lang ang hindi ako nag-commissioner Malay ko, ambisyonin ko yun. Hindi pwedeng, by that mere fact alone, na isang memorandum lang ng disallowance, proof na ninakaw niya yun, na binulsa niya yun. Because nga ang disallowance is based on the premise na hindi mo yan na-liquidate ng tama. Wala kang mga resibo. Kasi kung minsan, pabilisan, wala na lang resibo ba? Nangyari, gasolina. Alam mo, asar na asar ako dyan nung mayor ako. Yung pati taxi ko dito sa Manila, kailangan papirmahin ko yung taxi driver ng yellow na voucher na yan.
Bakit?
Hindi naman naintindihan ng driver. Ano ba yan, ma'am?
Mabuti pumipirma pa rin po.
Pumipirma naman. Lalagyan ko pang driver's license kasi kailangan ko mag-liquidate di ba? Kahit mayor ako Pero mga ganyan ba na itong mga congressman naman, yung mga allowance naman nila, wala na maresibo. Pipirma lang sila ng certification na ginastos nila yan. Tinatanggap naman ng COA na that is validly, spent. Bakit unfair naman kayo? Unfair naman kayo. Dapat dyan yung mga congressman, mag-liquidate din kayo ng tama, kagaya ng ibang public official. Hindi naman kayo exempted dyan sa mga COA rules. Ayan. Wala dapat yun kasi graft and corruption yung ground na yun. Yung hindi na-liquidate ng tama. Kaya, ang sinasabi ko, mali yata na inuna nila yung mga NBI agent na yan. Dapat inuna nila yung evidence nila dun sa confidential funds.
So, kumbaga sa chess po, attorney, wrong move ba?
Di ko nga maintindihan sino ba talagang lead dyan Si Luistro ba talaga? Kasi, sino ang namili na unahin yung NBI agent? But it's Attorney Capunan who is saying na we will present Solay Reyes, Lopez as hostile witness and said that no, we're taking it back. Alam nyo, yung mga bawi-bawi, it shows it shows a weakness, but that is their choice. You see, you cannot tell them what to present, who to present, when to present. But we're just saying, the fact na ginagawa nila yan, di ba? May effect yan sa public, tsaka
Perception po.
sa senator judges.
Oo. Ito po, ma'am. Samantala po, oral argument sa pagitan ng prosecution at defense team kaugnay sa pagsabina sa tax document at bank records ni VP Sara at asawang si Mans Carpio nakatakdang isagawa ngayong araw.
Ano
Ayun
yan,
na nga
oral
po,
argument?
closing po yata nila ngayon. So ito po ngayon yung kanilang tatalakayin. So ma'am, ito isa pa tumainit na
Ang issue
usapan,
dyan,
ano? Ayun na nga po.
No, first day, kasi ang issue talaga dito is this a fishing expedition. Namimingwit lang kayo ng ebidensya Kasi wala naman yan sa ebidensya na in-attach ng complainants dun sa House of Reps. Pero nilagay nyo sa sabina ng mga congressman at ni Luistro doon eh. Si sabina, kahit wala sa complaint, para maipasok sa articles of impeachment, sabina is fishing, di ba? Hindi naman pwedeng wala sa attachment sa ebidensya ng complaint. Ikaw ang magdadagdag. Ikaw naman ang investigador, kumbaga, di ba? Para ka namang kumampi ka na doon sa complainants, which, well, obviously, kumampi naman talaga sila, di ba?
Ma'am, ito nga po, nakahanda na po yung impeachment court na buksan po yung bank record si VP Sara.
Paano nila
Can they
bubuksan
compel?
yan? Paano nila bubuksan? Sinabi na ni Senator Escudero, ibalik yan sa BIR because the National Internal Revenue Code said hindi pwedeng i-disclose yan yung mga tax records ng any individual. And the law does not distinguish. If the law does not distinguish from private citizens and public officials that are being impeached, it's the law. There are no exceptions. Now, I'm not saying na hindi pwedeng gawin yan ng Senado. Because, iba, yung kay Joseph Estrada, ganun din nangyari. Bubuksan ba yung envelope o hindi? Pero ito, iba ito. Hindi ito envelope. Tax records ito. Tax records ito na nagbayad na yan siya ng mga taxes niya to show his income, etc., etc. Yan lang ba ang ebidensya nyo na nagnakaw sila? Kung magkano ang income nila? Precisely kaya tax records yan dahil nagbayad nga sila ng income tax dyan. Alam mo, kung minsan hindi ko na maintindihan kung ano ba talaga ang purpose niyan. Kaya yan fishing expedition, hindi ko alam kung sabihin na, hindi mo naintindihan kasi hindi ka naman ganun ka-smart. Yeah, really? Pero eto lang pwede ba yun? Napabuksan nila against the law? Now, let the senators decide that. Are you going to break the law? Are you going to bend the law? Diba?
What if, ma'am, for some reason, payagan po ng impeachment court na mabuksan
that's
nga
their
po ito.
judgment.
Ito po, can it serve as a precedent?
Yeah, it will. But that will be raised in the Supreme Court. Do you think na hindi naman ready sina VP Sara and his legal team na umakyat sila ng Supreme Court? Hindi naman yung judgment mo, question mo ba yun? Kasi political. But that the manner of convicting her was their grave abuse of discretion. Everything there is subject to judicial review. Pati nga yung di ba, nag-question na sa Supreme Court whether or not the Senate can appoint a presiding officer other than the Senate President. It is now pending in the Supreme Court. If the Supreme Court will say no, then the whole thing is invalidated. It's a mistrial. It's just a waste of time and money for our taxpayers and the government. So, yes, it will be a proceeding. Sa akin, I suggest, i-amend yun na lang yung National Internal Revenue Code na except in cases where, di ba, in cases of graft and corruption, the ombudsman may request, ganyan, di ba? Except in cases of impeachment, ganyan. Di ba? That you can, di ba? Hindi pwedeng, ito yung batas, tapos yung mambabatas, gagawa siya ng exception o ibibend niya yung batas. Gumawa muna kayo ng amendment.
Attorney, ang dami ko pa pong tanong sa inyo.
Tapos
Tama
na
nga talaga, walang kaboring-boring na sagot po si Attorney Gonzon. Pero ito po, puntahan na po natin ngayon ang Senado para sa Day 6 impeachment trial laban po kay VP Sara Duterte.